Welcome everyone to the No Wins podcast. We're some people short, but we'll make up with it for quality content. Tell 'em, Merton.
Will we though?
You're supposed to reinforce my statement, not question it. Come on now.
We're at 50% strength here.
Yeah, but 100% will.
Unannounced loss of the Patrick Bateman.
Indeed. Patrick is no longer with us. He's still alive, but we'll never see him again.
Wow, that
And then
audio
Jordan's lost at the lost at sea, I guess we could say. It's raining. He's lost. We'll put up flyers. We'll look for him all around the town.
He almost drowned. It happens.
It does. I heard that he saved everyone though. It was like those stories that we'd hear from hurricanes. He'd throw people onto his car, make sure that they were all safe. They'd float to safety. People in the dumpsters, people in the everywhere. Yeah. All right. So lots of stuff has happened. We're in the playoffs now, but before that, we'll go through week 17 because we missed that. Quick go through. All right, starting from the start. What's up?
Starting from the start.
Yeah, starting from the start. Thursday night, that was Jets Browns. Sadness. Browns won. Lions Cowboys. It was close until the referee said it wasn't close anymore. Titans, Texans. That was not close at all, not even remotely. And, looking at that, I'm starting to see why what happened. Falcons, Bears, also not close. Dolphins, Ravens, definitely not close. Ravens showed why they're number one. Saints, Buccaneers, rival matchup, garbage. Saved probably the Saints coach job, though. Patriots, Bills. Patriots could have won that game. Cardinals, Eagles. Eagles.
This is the Saints coach. Wait, how long has he been the head coach?
Dennis Allen. What is it? 3 years now? Panthers, Jaguars, real quick. 0-26. The beat hard, went hard. Raiders, Colts. Yeah, 20-23. Rams, Giants. Giants should have won that one. Tyrod Taylor threw a terrible pass on the 2-point conversion.
His second year as the Saints head coach. He was not going anywhere.
Well, he could have. I've seen people fired faster for no reason. Or less reason, I should say. 49ers, Commanders. This one was also close for a bit, but they pulled away. Steelers, Seahawks. Stellars football. Chiefs, Bengals. 25-17. Browning Browned himself. Chargers, Broncos. That was a garbage game full of garbage things. And then Packers, Vikings, also a garbage game full of garbage things. Any thoughts on any of those games individually?
The Browns Jets was a great game to watch.
No, it wasn't. It was probably their worst defensive showing.
I'm pretty sure I don't remember a singular one of these games.
It's disgusting. Joe Flacco cut them up.
Did I watch the Browns Jets? I'm pretty sure I did. At least some of it.
All right.
I have I have
CTE?
memory loss. I don't have CTE yet. I'll get there one day.
Did you see that Antonio Brown tweet that he made today?
He tweets a lot, so
it was a really good one. I'll pull it up for the people. All right, here we go. Antonio Brown says, severely emotionally unhinged. My brain is crippled by horniness.
You got to get it out,
The horniness or his cripple?
I don't think he can get out triple.
I mean, maybe he could. He's venting. He's writing poetry. I think that was a haiku, maybe. I didn't
He's
count
a,
the syllables.
he definitely doesn't know what a haiku is.
I
Haiku.
bet AB totally knows what a haiku is.
Mm.
I mean, at least he did at one point. Maybe he doesn't anymore, but he did. But now that his brain is lost to horniness. So week 18, speaking of Steelers and horny, Steelers 17-10. Ravens rested all of their starters, and Mike Tomlin took full advantage by winning that game. What a big dummy getting into the playoffs. What an absolute idiot. Only idiot teams go to the playoffs. Pain.
That sounds like what a Jets fan would say.
Yeah. Texans Colts. It was a close game. I actually really enjoyed this one. Real back and forth in the ground. CJ Stroud, he earned his victory. Press fourth.
I was confused for a moment. I wasn't paying attention.
CJ Stroud, he earned his victory. Press fourth. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Jaguars Titans. Jaguars absolutely blew it.
You streamed both games, right?
Yes, I did.
I was only able to watch.
Yeah, I did.
I say watch. I was only able to be there, spiritually for one game. I think I left
Colts
for.
Texans.
Do you not remember when I was here or not?
I'm testing to see if you remember when you were there.
I told you I have dementia. I don't know what you want from me.
You just gotta remember. All right. Where were we even? Yeah, Colts, Jaguars. Jaguars absolutely fell apart. My gracious. Didn't even make the playoffs due to their incessant losing.
Because they are ran pretty poorly sometimes. I say that purely because of playing a quarterback that just received a concussion. Just because uh they don't want to. Who was their backup? Who's
Beathard.
their no?
CJ Beathard. Mr. Beathard.
If they didn't want to play that guy, they should probably invest in backups. You know,
True.
like a Cam Newton.
I think a lot of teams learned this year that you need a good backup and you can't just bank on some random idiot being your backup.
Oh,
All offense to Zach Wilson, by the way, but only in football. I hope he has a great life somewhere else. Maybe backing up Kirk Cousins with the Vikings. I don't know, but I hope he has a great life doing that, and I hope I never have to see him again. In game.
I can't wait till he wins the Super Bowl.
That's statistically we're gonna get derailed. I'm just gonna say this, and then we're gonna move on. Statistically speaking, that would be an immense outlier.
Could happen.
It could happen, but I would not place any money on it. Falcons Saints. That idiot Arthur Smith got what was coming to him.
100% just skipped the Vikings Lions.
Oh, did I? Yeah, I guess I did. Vikings Lions. Vikings absolutely fell apart. After starting poorly, they finished poorly. So I guess that was a consistent season for them all the way through. Just some middle point outliers where they were winning.
Lions are still frauds.
We'll certainly see. I mean, we're going to talk about the playoffs, so I won't get too far ahead, but we'll certainly see. Jets Patriots. Jets got the monkey off their back. No one beats the New York Jets 16 times in a row. That'll show him. Take that, Bill Belichick, you idiot.
I think he was securing his draft pick of
No,
Drake May.
I don't believe that. Belichick hates the Jets. I think he wanted to win that game. I just don't think they
Actually,
could have.
no, it's 100
Also,
percent.
the Bears might not draft a quarterback if we're being honest, so he might have had it regardless.
I mean, no, because if they won, I think loses position to like yeah, could have lost the position to the Chargers.
Maybe, but they're not going to move off of Mr. $200 million.
They could have traded that
Most
pick.
is he the most paid? No, Joe Burrow is, right?
Definitely not Justin Herbert.
He was for like 2 weeks, and then he got blown out of the water.
Yeah, but since they do have a quarterback,
Yeah, they
and
weren't going to draft.
they could they have a team that constantly gets injured, but they have some pieces on defense a little bit.
They could
They
have
could
gotten
have
Marvin
traded
Harrison.
down,
True, they also could have traded down.
and it would have caused New England to lose the quarterback of their choice, possibly.
Maybe. Hard to say. I mean, Las Vegas could have been interested, or Denver. Denver, also another one. But we don't have to play that game because Bill Belichick lost like a big loser idiot.
On purpose.
He's the most losing head coach in NFL history. Dummy. All right, with that
Okay.
cope out of the way, Buccaneers Panthers. This was a terrible game, and I regret watching it.
No, you don't.
All right, I'll fix that. It's a terrible game, and I loved every second of it. uh, no one could score anything. The Panthers kind of got close in the end there, and then, and then they didn't. Yeah, Buccaneers. I can't wait for you to beat the Eagles next week.
Is that is that who you assume is going to win?
No, we'll get into that. Browns Bengals. Bengals didn't rest all their starters. The Browns sure did, and it shows. Bears Packers. I wanted to believe that this was going to be Justin Fields' big staple win, and he was finally going to be like, you know what, Green Bay Packers, I'm the franchise guy for the Bears, and I'm going to beat you. And then the offensive line proceeded to like poop the bed for the whole game.
Or as they do?
Yep. So I hope Justin Fields has a great time wherever he goes. It could
He
be still in
finished
Chicago.
he finished 11 for 16, 148 yards.
He played fine. It just the offensive line didn't.
They had 0 run game as
Yeah.
usual.
There were some issues in that game. It was completely winnable all the way to the end, but it felt like no one on that team wanted to win besides Justin Fields. Cowboys Commanders. This wasn't even a real game. Let's be honest. Ron Rivera was on his way to the retirement home. He was cashing his AARP checks at halftime.
Oh, I mean,
Broncos Raiders. Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. They got a better pick, I think. Maybe I don't really know. Both of those teams are an enigma to me. I really hope that the Raiders hire AP though. That'd be
said
cool.
Broncos pick.
Broncos and Raiders. I said I think they got a better pick from losing out of that. Yeah, they're 12th now. They leapfrogged Las Vegas, and as a rival, I think they care about that.
Mm. Love it.
I mean, both of them need a quarterback, and both of them are probably not getting a quarterback there. Or if they do, it's a stretch.
Broncos don't need a quarterback. They have
Huh?
Russell Wilson.
That's a good one. They've all but stated that they're getting rid of him.
You said the same for Bill Belichick.
No, that one was rumors. This one was like they actively like benched Russ and said like get rid of your deal or else. Like it's basically them saying like we don't want to pay you any more money if we don't have to. Eagles Giants. This shocked a lot of people, but not me. I completely expected this to happen. The Eagles lost to the Cardinals last week. They almost lost to the Giants the week before. The writing was very much on the wall for this game. The Eagles looked terrible. A lot of their starters started out. Now Hurts is hurt. That finger did not look good, and anything could happen in the wild cards. Let's be honest. Very insightful. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Do you have any genuine thoughts on this game?
They didn't watch it.
Holy smokes! It was okay. I like Tyrod Taylor. I think he's a good player. Seahawks Cardinals. Seahawks got lucky in that one. Let's be honest, but then they were unlucky because the Bears couldn't beat the Packers. Rams Niners. Very unfortunate. Our hero Sam Darnold threw a pick when it mattered most.
I told everyone the Rams were going to win.
I thought it was a real toss-up, to be honest. I mean, I saw the Niners were playing some
Why
starters.
did Carson Wentz have 17 carries?
They didn't expect him to run. They had no spy, I guess. I don't know. It was a weird game because the Niners were winning pretty handedly until the end there, and then it's like the Niners collectively were like, "Yeah, but what if we lost?"
Said Darnold threw a pick. He doesn't have a pick on his stats.
Did he not throw it? Was it a fumble? Something happened at the end that turned the ball over. I could have sworn he threw a pick though. Maybe it was a fumble. Too many Sam Darnold plays of picks. They might all just be blending together in my head. It was weird that the Niners were wearing green that day.
Missed 5-yard pass from Sam Darnold. Missed kick. That lost him the game.
Was it a miss? Okay.
Second
I could
quarter.
have sworn something worse happened in that game. Oh well, I mean that game didn't matter for either team. Chiefs Chargers. Chargers should have won this one, but Mr. Stick had to go and throw a pick or fumble or whatever it was that he did in the red zone there. And that touchdown mattered because if the Chiefs didn't get it, they wouldn't have won.
I also have a no interception on the stat line here.
For Stick,
It
was a fumble or something.
He also
Something
had
terrible
13
happened.
carries for 77 yards. So, what's going on here? These quarterbacks trying to be Michael Vick, man. Crazy.
I mean, shouldn't we all? And then Bills Dolphins. This game was everything I wanted from this game. Both teams looked terrible. They throw in back-to-back interceptions at each other. It was great. I loved every second of it. I hope both of these teams lose in the wild card round. It's going to be a great time.
Bills made the playoffs like I said they would.
Yeah, they did. Very unfortunate.
They're going to play the Ravens in the AFC Championship game.
I don't think so.
Me neither.
I am really pulling for the Steelers to be able to beat them.
They won't though, because the Steelers won't have TJ Watt. So
that confirmed? I thought it was up in the air.
It's clearly confirmed.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I'm still rooting for them regardless. Let's go Stellars.
They still won't make it.
Steelers football. Steelers.
they don't have a real quarterback and won't get away with it anymore.
What? Are you
What
telling me you
is?
don't believe in Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer?
Ah, I just love getting signed out. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
I was
So on to the
fixing to.
playoffs now. Yes.
Um,
No, you wanted the
sure.
Panthers. Do you want playoffs or do you want Panthers?
I didn't want anything. I just put it there. Uh,
You said Panthers. I was very interested. What do you want to say about the Panthers?
so the playoffs.
All right, the playoffs.
Is that? Hold on. My
Well,
head is dying right now.
it's the CT taking over. Is that the horny?
Wow. So I guess we could discuss it like this. Oh, so the news for the Kansas City Chiefs Miami Dolphins game. Did you see it?
I have not. Tell me all about it.
It's going to be the coldest game in NFL history at 0 degrees, and there will be 10-mile-per-hour wind. How many drops do you see for the Chiefs?
I'm gonna make a bold prediction here. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
I'm going to predict that the Chiefs will have less drops than normal for some inexplicable reason. There will be no reasoning. It will only happen for this game, and they're gonna somehow have, I don't know, at least like an 80% completion percent.
That's not happening.
It's a
Guaranteed.
bold prediction. I have absolutely nothing to justify it.
That is
I
a
have no
freaking
data.
cold take.
I have
The
no
coldest.
data, but I don't know. I just feel it. You know, this season's been wacky. I feel like if there was
That
any
is a
time,
frozen take.
no, they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna put the stickum on their hands that the players used to put on in like the 70s. Gonna get that. It's banned,
Mm.
but they're gonna put it on, and the refs are gonna let them. You can't have the Chiefs lose in the wild card. That'd be crazy.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, can't have Taylor Swift's favorite football team lose in the wild card round.
They've lost plenty.
Yeah, they should have lost some more, to be honest. Anyway, next up, Texans Browns.
The hate in your blood is crazy. Uh, no, skipped Browns.
I
Oh,
don't hate. Wait, hold on. No, we have to go back. What do you mean hate? I just said they were going to complete 80% of their passes.
you've been hating on the Chiefs all season openly. So
I've been pretty level-headed about the Chiefs this whole
no,
season.
you've been hating. You know you've been hating on the Chiefs the entire season.
No, I'm not like our man posting the gif of Patrick Mahomes crying that's captioned like Patrick Mahomes when he has to play a good football team. I've been completely fair to the Chiefs. They haven't looked good, have they?
I said before it was even week 5 that the team isn't good. So do you remember this?
Yes, I believe so. Here we go. I found it for the
Why did you
people.
post this?
Because I had to find it for the people.
All right, Browns Texans. I'm taking Browns obviously. I would have taken Texans because CJ Stroud better.
We love CJ Stroud.
But they're all rookies. I don't believe their miracle season goes further.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco has now reached the playoffs, and as we all know, Joe Flacco is elite when he hits the playoffs. So,
We
yeah, we all know that.
we
Everyone who can hear this, you can hear this. Everyone knows this. It's a factual statement.
mm,
He
okay.
is elite. He is the elite dragon, and it's the year of the dragon, Merton. I'll have you know.
There's just a typo in this title. Year of the Dragon.
Yeah, it's the year of the dragon, which means Joe Flacco's going to win another Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's not.
I don't make the rules, but that's a rule. Steelers Bills.
Bills, easy.
I don't know. The Steelers keep finding like dumb ways to win. I want to believe they can do that again, but I know very well they won't. I just want to believe they will, but I know they won't. But I'm also
Don't
saying this
even
hoping that I'm wrong.
no TJ Watt, no certainty on Minka Fitzpatrick's ability to play. Uh, that's two key players.
Oh,
The
but what
only
about on the
thing
defensive side for the Bills? They lost
uh,
Rasul Douglas.
that's okay.
I don't know. He was pretty big for them.
All they got to do is keep the ball out of George Pickens' hands.
Mason Rudolph has been finding ways to get it into his hands. I don't know. I think the Steelers are scrappy. I think they can find a very ugly way to win this game.
I don't agree.
I
I have mostly all home teams winning this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, but to the Bills, I mean, like probably, but you never know. Crazier things have happened. Speaking of crazy things, Matthew Stafford returns home to Detroit. Jared Goff sees his old team. What's gonna happen?
Skipped Dallas Packers, but okay.
The list order that I have has the Lions next. It's my bad.
Lions are at 8 o'clock. Dallas is at 4:30.
It's just the way that this list is. I can't.
I'm just saying, gosh. Oh,
All right, Dallas Cowboys. They're at home. Green Bay's young. They're not winning that game. Lions Rams.
wow. Okay. You don't believe in the Packers? You don't
No,
believe
I
in
still don't
Jordan
believe in
Love?
Jordan Love.
He's a great player.
I still don't believe it.
Packers future. Third Hall of Fame quarterback.
We'll see. I mean, like a lot of it's just me hoping that they didn't get away with it for a third time, but I don't know. There's something in my gut that just tells me like I don't know. We'll see.
Hmm.
Could be wrong. Could be right. We'll see. I think that middle stretch where they were struggling might have been more indicative than people want to believe.
All right, you want to talk about the Rams, Detroit?
Yeah.
I don't actually know how good the Rams defense is, and the Rams defense will determine if they can beat the Lions because that's the only way they can win.
Concern for the Lions. Laporta, he's probably out. Hyperextended knee, I believe, was his issue. Sam Laporta has been absolutely great tight end. One of, if not the best. And that's definitely going to be a missed player.
Yeah, but they still have everyone else.
True. Dan Campbell said on yesterday that he has an outside chance of playing Sam Laporta, which means probably not. But we'll see. Definitely be useful to them to have out there. What game is next, Steven? Eagles, Buccaneers.
Oh, I was checking some things because I wanted to hold on, let me actually mute that. Okay, there we go. I need to be able to hear myself talk or I'll get confused.
Okay.
Why'd you say that?
Okay. That's why I don't know what to say to that other than okay.
Odd. Okay. Um.
See, you did it.
All right. Uh. Does Detroit win this?
I have a chance. I think the Rams have been looking quite
Um,
dominant, though.
I won't say dominant.
Puka
Detroit.
Nakua broke the passing yards record this past week for a rookie.
They left them in for the last game of the season.
Yeah, hit his record.
But Travis Kelsey said though,
Yeah, just another reason Puka Nakua is better.
True.
I don't know if I actually believe that statement, but
He definitely is better than Travis Kelsey. He should play tight end for the Chiefs.
I don't think so.
Mahomes would actually have a consistent target. Eagles Bucks. Go ahead.
Eagles Bucks. I don't know. The Eagles have looked absolutely terrible. Every week they get worse. I'm pretty sure AJ Brown is also going to be out.
I don't believe in the NFC South, but I'm gonna take the Bucks.
Really? I was expecting you to pick the
I don't
Steelers, or
like.
not the Steelers. Pick the
Well,
Eagles.
I don't like exposing my winnings ahead of time. But oh wow, why are the 49ers at the top of all of these? But yeah, I'm taking the Bucks here because I can't believe in the Eagles.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, like they've definitely looked bad as of late. I mean, like there's still what really catches me up about it, and I know it's like a divisional game, so that has an asterisk to it, but their inability to score anything against the Panthers has my concern. Like they just didn't look good against them. But Baker's also been pretty good. The Eagles defense has looked worse and worse every single week. So if Baker can get going, like they can definitely win. They've already played them once this year. Hopefully Todd Bowles learned something from that.
If there's one thing I believe in, the Eagles defensive line. That's it.
Even that has had some issues as of late. But yeah, if you target the Eagles secondary, probably would go better. Baker's been an excellent passer. They should definitely use that. Got to get Mike Evans involved. Mike Evans hasn't been super involved these past two games. Definitely have to go back to that well.
Preparing for his new team.
By not showing up, is that the kind of market he wants to put for himself?
Stay healthy. He doesn't have to show up. He's the only receiver to have 1,000 yards every season since he was drafted.
I mean, but at the same time, well, first off, I've heard that he wants to be a Buccaneer his whole wide life. Second off, I am pretty sure if he wants to get the most money possible, he's got to show up game in and game out. Game out. Agree?
Do not.
Why do you disagree?
Uh, as Kirk Cousins said, it's not all about the money.
That is true. But I mean, like, if he's doing it for play, wouldn't he want to play well then?
I don't think he wants to spend his whole career not winning the Super Bowl. I mean,
What?
he
He
won
already
one.
did that. What do you mean?
He could also win another though. by playing for the Chiefs.
Good. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. Chiefs. No, we want him on the
Yes,
New York Jets.
yes, we don't
Yes, we
care
do.
about the
Playing with
Jets
Aaron
whatsoever.
Rodgers. Right there with Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams.
Send Mike Evans to retirement.
That's a great, great, great quarterback room right there. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans.
Quarterback room. Okay.
Quarterback, wide receiver. I don't know, the Jets quarterback room has haunted me so much. I think that's just I think Jets and then I immediately think quarterback.
Mm.
Speaking
The
of haunting,
Panthers were the worst in the league at getting to the quarterback with 27 sacks. And the Ravens were the best in the league, 60.
well, that's part of my transition. What about the Panthers do you want to say?
Brought them right back around. Um,
Yeah, I want to know.
uh, well, there's a lot here, I guess. So this has been. Is this the worst season? I can't even remember. My head hurts.
My gracious.
You don't understand. I'm in pain. Uh,
I understand. I'm a Jets fan.
you actually don't though. It's worse. The Jets have a Super Bowl.
They
Might not have
do.
been alive, but
I
you have
definitely
one.
wasn't.
My team has been around for 28, 28 years. 20 going on 29. Years. My bad. The Panthers have been around for 28 going on 29 years. 'Cause I'm a Chiefs fan. And they haven't won a
Hmm.
singular Super Bowl. And they've had two chances. They got finessed both times. Uh,
By that same logic, though, do you know how many years it's been since the Jets won a Super Bowl?
you know how many times the Jets have won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but
You know how
it's
many
been a
teams
couple of
don't
years
have a Super
since.
Bowl? Do you know how many teams don't have a Super Bowl?
Have never been to or have never won.
Never won. That's what I asked.
Yes. Well, I wanted to be sure. Because have a Super Bowl could have a wide meaning, as the college playoff championship Twitter account tweeted out of John Harbaugh and Pete Carroll together, both of them making it to a Super Bowl, but only one of them won it. So yeah, the Panthers go on.
Uh, but this all started when someone decided to let the the cancer David Tepper become the owner of the Panthers. For 6 seasons, not one singular season has he made a good decision.
You have a timeline of all the poor decisions that he's made? Because I think you should. I want to know.
There was something. I could speak about it
Go
slightly.
ahead. Take me down memory lane.
Well, so what year? Was it 2016, 2017?
When Tepper took
No.
over,
Yeah, I was thinking of what year.
he purchased them in 2018.
2018. All right.
2018.
Give me a second here because I need to.
All right. While you fill that, have have a thing. Where is the thing? Maybe I don't. I'll just put up this. Just kidding. No, I won't. There we go. Okay. So, in the meantime, speaking of Panthers, how do you feel about them letting go of Ron Rivera in the first place? Do you think he was the man to keep the ship a chugging,
Some
or was
people
that a
mentioned that.
mistake?
Some people mentioned that. I don't know though. All right, so I don't have the exact timeline, but I know sort of off the top of my head all the things that he's done,
Give it to me. I'll
or
find
he's
corresponding. What's your first event?
the various things he's done in his tenure. So, uh, when did we fire Ron Rivera? Actually, I want to make sure I order
You get
correctly.
2 years?
It's been longer than that.
Well, when Tepper took over, I mean.
2018.
You get 2?
Ron Rivera was the head coach of the
2019.
Commanders at 2020.
So
Fired after week 13. Okay,
he got like a year and a
so
half.
let me make sure this one was after that.
Go. Go
Fired Ron
Panthers.
Rivera. Okay. Uh, the things that David Tepper has done to ruin the Panthers in the 6 great years he's been there. He fired Ron Rivera first, then he traded CMC. Oh, hold on, my bad. Fired Ron Rivera, traded for Sam Darnold, I believe. And after doing that,
Yes.
the
Well, hold
season,
on. Can we focus on how much he gave up for Sam Darnold? Because Jets fans loved that deal.
I don't remember the trade details, and I don't have that with me, but I know it was not
It
great.
was 3 picks.
But that's not the main issue with that trade.
It's
Well, it
not
is
great though.
sort of. No, but the other it put us in cap hill because we were paying 3 quarterbacks during that span. We were paying Cam Newton, we were paying Terry Bridgewater, and we were paying Sam Darnold. And then after that, we picked up well, this is much later on, but I'll bring it because it's sort of connected. We picked up Baker Mayfield and was paying another quarterback, so we had no money whatsoever. So while also being one of the worst teams in the league, we have no money to improve, and we're not actually fuck it. We're not what's the word I'm looking for here? We don't look inviting to free agents.
No, of course not. You don't look inviting to head coaches either.
But going back, after I think it was during I can't remember which quarterback we had at the time, but we traded CMC for nothing. We
Yes.
traded the highest paid running back in the league for absolutely nothing. To recruit from the Sam Darnold trade, and then we decided, all right, we're not going to get Baker Mayfield back. We're going to do something. We're going to start over. We're going to get a new head coach,
Hold
new
on, wait a minute.
quarterback.
I pulled up something to relate to this for the recording itself. This is an article from when the CMC trade happened. It gave the Niners a B minus for what they gave and an A minus to the Panthers for the trade.
Mentally, just not all there.
that that's
No,
a freezing cold take. Forget my 80% that I'm I'm mostly joking about. This is genuinely terrible take. Like at the time that
everyone,
was a bad deal.
everyone with a brain knew that that was a terrible trade since it happened. Worst news in Panthers history. Oh no, I think the worst news in Panthers history was the Luke Kuechly retirement. from after the consecutive concussions, and then it's that. But
It tries to justify it by saying he's missed 23 games since the start of 2020. And they thought he was injury prone, and that these draft picks, which weren't a lot, by the way, would help the Panthers rebuild. It doesn't appear to be going that way.
mm,
Especially not this year, if the pick that you got is it's a very low rounder. The Niners make it all the way. Continuing on, CMC 2.
all right, so starting a fresh rebuild process, we decided the Panthers. David Tepper decided, which got shitter, that it was okay to trade the number one receiving target off the team, DJ Moore, and more draft capital for Bryce Young. Uh, now some people aren't
To
aware
for
of.
the well for those who might have forgotten, I just want to put it in perspective. The Bears received the ninth overall pick in 2023, second rounder in 2023, 2024 first round pick, which is turning out to be the first overall pick now, a 2025 second, and DJ Moore, all just for the first round pick last year.
Yes. Uh, so trading for this 5'9" quarterback that people are calling a bust. I can't label him that. He doesn't deserve to be treated this way. Um, he was doomed to fail from the start,
Yeah, I
and
was
so
gonna
would
say, he
any
doesn't have
other
a team.
quarterback. He had the Panthers have had offensive line struggles for the last 20 years,
Put
and it still hasn't
prime.
been fixed.
You put prime Joe
Has
Montana back there, and I think he'd look pretty similarly.
for the last when did for the last at least 10 years, 2014, yeah, for the last 10 years we have never mm, had more than one target for our quarterback, and Bryce Young didn't even have that this year. I mean, he had Adam Thielen, but this is the old
Yeah, he's past his prime.
old Adam Thielen. So
I'm
there's
not
he
sure if
has.
you're aware, but Bryce Young has been sacked 62 times this season.
I'm aware of everything.
Okay, just making sure.
You,
I knew it was bad, but I had to check how bad.
I almost got really mean, but I'm gonna let that one go.
Well, you've been
Uh,
shielding your eyes, so I
I
didn't know if you
haven't
were plugged
been
in.
shielding my eyes. I've been aware of everything going on. Uh, oh, okay, and then the next steps. So revisiting the Bryce Young trade. So instead of trading Brian Burns, who was going to be a free agent the following year, they traded DJ Moore. Now the problem with this is Brian Burns after this season is going to be a free agent, and
Yes.
we have no defensive weapons outside of Derek um Brown. That is his name. I was thinking, making sure it was actually Derek Brown. Our cornerbacks are awful. Our safeties are average at best. Our linebacker, we haven't replaced Luke Kuechly since he retired. And by the way, as a person who was following the drafts year after year, I said the Panthers should have drafted Micah Parsons. Guess what we need? We need a Micah Parsons.
That would be pretty good.
Uh oh, okay. So we're gonna lose Brian Burns for free, who could join DJ Moore on the Bears and help out the Bears. They might need him.
Not that you
You
have
know,
any other players to do this to, so this might be what you do. Could you not tag and trade?
Um, no.
No, you don't think anyone will trade for him?
Well, the 49ers wanted him, I believe, before they picked up Chase Young, but they no longer need to do that trade, so
Someone might want
they can get him for free.
him. Not if you tag and trade him. I mean, who else are you gonna tag?
Um,
Exactly. How long's
you
that
should,
Adam Thielen deal? Might need to bring him back. He hit 1,000 yards, didn't he?
I think he might have actually.
I think he did. He's like the only receiver on the team. Yeah, 1,014 yards for Adam Thielen this year. 103 receptions, averaging 9.8 a game. Or is that per reception? I think that's per reception.
My thing is, you said 1,000 what?
1,014 yards this whole
Hmm.
season.
Well, that's
Oh,
great for him.
I got some other news for that since I was looking at him. According to the VikingsAge.com, future with Panthers not guaranteed, according to Adam Thielen.
Wouldn't be surprised. He also should just retire because he could not get separation on a traffic cone.
I mean, he's
Um,
certainly not a wide receiver one, but that's what he's been forced to play as.
I'm trying to see how much money the Panthers will have next season,
Cap,
and can't see exact.
I
I
got
don't know
you.
how to read.
That is detrimental. Hold it up here.
Uh, okay, we'll have around
37 million.
40.
Yeah.
My light's flashing. I need to turn it off. We'll have around 40 million. Um, hmm. Trying to see if it's actually reasonable to I mean, yeah, there's no one else worth franchise tagging, but like,
That's the sad truth of it.
can you go over the cap to franchise tag?
I don't think so. I think you need to be below, but the tag is league minimum. So it's pretty charitable to you.
Mm,
I'll put it this way: of all the things that could hit your cap, that would be probably one of the least.
I'm trying to see Derek Brooks' contract. When is it up?
I mean, what I want.
He'll be a free agent in 2025, so we'll want to do an extension for him. Uh,
Also, I just realized you're still paying Matt Corral.
he just got cut. Like
I know, but like he's still gonna be on the books in 24.
that's what happens for the Panthers. I've already mentioned that this happens. Did I not?
You did, but I didn't realize it was Matt Corral too. Whew.
They the Panthers are the actual worst run franchise in all of sports. I will not agree to anything else.
I mean, at this point, yeah, probably. A lot of people are saying that Tepper is the new Snyder.
Dan Snyder,
Yeah,
true.
people are saying he is now the worst head coach. That was really circulating when he pulled that beer move on the Jaguars fan, poured it all over him.
Hmm.
Which very classy move by him. I hope he gets sued for battery.
Oh, I didn't finish, by the way. I'm pretty sure. Uh,
I while you find what you're looking for, I want to point out the rumor that came out about 2 weeks ago that Tepper doesn't want to give up some of the control of the team for someone like Harbaugh. So Harbaugh's not coming. Not that it was very likely anyway, but definitely not coming.
it do be like that sometimes, I guess. Um, okay, so this is what I want to see. This is the actual thing. All right, so CJ Henderson, they traded for, who is washed up. It's not who he's supposed to be. I think he was the first drafted cornerback in his draft class with. Well, no, I think that's the same draft class with who was the guy with the Lions who got traded to the Falcons or signed with the Falcons?
I am not.
You gotta be helpful, man.
I am not sure. The Falcons, you say?
Draft NFL.
What a mess.
Unluckily, I had to look this up.
No, this is
Um,
in the inverse. This is Panthers signing an ex-Falcon. You want?
it is not him. Hold on. Is it 20? It wasn't this recently. I don't think
Will the
so.
Falcons steal coaching target Ben Johnson? I Ben Johnson might be an idiot if he goes to the Panthers after he saw what happened to Frank Reich.
All right, here we go. Jeff Akuda.
Jeff
That's how I'm
Okuda.
gonna pronounce it. Don't know actually how it is. He was on Ohio State. First cornerback taken.
I actually know who you're talking about.
CJ Henderson was the second quarterback taken for the Jags. And this might be the worst cornerback class of all time. None of them have like really amounted to being. Well, Trevon Diggs was. Well, yeah, this is the worst cornerback class of all time. Jalen Johnson's decent. Moving on.
That white
Looking.
cornerback that the Broncos drafted, is he still in the league?
What white cornerback?
They drafted one, but I don't think he ever made it to the 53.
Never heard of him.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, so we have other notable players on the team that need to be re-signed after this year. Notable as in Panthers notable, they're not actually that great. Frankie Louvu is going to be a free agent at the same time as Brian Burns. Laviska Chenault is going to be a free agent at the same time. Uter Gross Matos is going to be a free. Some of these players aren't really great, but one of our best players who doesn't have a defined role on the team. Uh, Panthers are wasting his talent, I believe, in my opinion.
Classic.
Jeremy Chin is also going to be a free agent after this season. DJ Chark's going to be a free agent after this season. So they actually can't. Shaquille Griffin. When did we get him? What? Wait, hold on.
New surprise every time.
Is this the one with both hands? It is.
You would hope that an NFL player has both of his hands.
I mean, his twin brother. Well, I don't know if they're twins. Yeah, his twin brother has one hand. So what do you mean?
He's in the NFL
He was. He played for 4 seasons.
with one hand.
Played for 3 seasons. I don't know why it says four.
All right.
Uh,
He could be a
he was
wide receiver in Kansas City.
he was very notable for a bit. Um, wait,
Yes.
we cut Shaquille Griffin, and that's why he's on the Texans.
You guys are really good at this. So I gotta ask the question that I've been dying to ask. who are the Panthers gonna have as their head coach?
I actually have a list of targets. I
Why
didn't
would
want
they
to look
want to
this up,
come though?
but I have a list of targets. Where is it at? Um, don't tell me I accidentally closed it. Okay, no, here it is. It just looks like the wrong thing. All right, so these are the Panthers head coach and GM candidates, and I'll tell you my thoughts on them.
All right, go for it.
Head coach candidates first. Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson.
So as I said
Uh,
before, why would he want to go there? He can have his pick of the litter. Why would you want to go to the
can we not
dysfunctional team?
talk about if they'd want to be there? Let's talk
Well,
about
I got a
their.
question. Like, what? He's one of the hottest prospects besides Harbaugh. Why would he want to be there? He could go to a team with way more talent, way way less incompetence. He could go to the Falcons. That would be a dirty
Um,
team. He could pick up Russ. He could get Russ going. He already figured out how to remove Goff from the equation. Imagine what he could do with Russ.
uh, we're not mind readers. We won't know this. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Who's your next on this fantasy list?
And I was going to say my thoughts on this. Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson could be a solid pickup as head coach. Don't know yet. I need to go back and look at. Well, he utilizes the weapons that they have well.
They
Probably would
run.
do a lot better if they had a quarterback that was better than Jared Goff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they run a solid offense with no quarterback.
I need to see more of their play calling to determine how. But this still is like, how good would they be as a head coach? I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Texas offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick. Um,
Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong, but Slowick is pretty new to the game, isn't he?
let's see. He coached Michigan Tech for a couple years.
As
Wait,
a head coach?
or did he go to Michigan Tech or did he coach? He's 36.
Yeah, he's brand new to being an OC. He was the passing game coordinator with the Niners last year. So moving him up that fast, I think, is kind of risky. We don't know if his success is Stroud based or him based.
He's been a coach since 2011 with the Redskins. He defensive assistant coach, obviously. Don't
All
know
right,
how
that's
you go
still
from defense to offense though. Um,
it happens.
he was an offensive assistant coach for the 49ers in 2019, 13-3 record. 2019.
It happened to Matt Patricia and Joe Judge.
Uh, offensive passing game specialist from 20. How did you go from a defensive assistant to okay? I guess. So he might be really good with the offense, but I don't know about picking him up as a head coach once again. Like you were saying, he's kind of fresh.
Yeah, I think you want to give him a few more years before he's getting
I'll
any
tell you the one.
interviews.
I'll tell you the one that I have. The few that I have like possible pickups as a head coach, but probably won't get them. Obviously. Let me check this real quick before I. Okay. Okay. That's all I wanted to see. Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan. Now, I don't know about this one because they do have the great, when he's healthy, Joe Burrow, and some of the greatest receiving talent when they can hold on to the ball, and Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins. But outside of that, they have a so-so run game. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's not on. I don't.
Play calling
Do they
can be
have a?
questionable sometimes. but I
Yeah,
would
they don't. I
point
don't.
to his ability to make things at least kind of work sometimes with Browning.
That's a. This one's questionable. I think this one's worse than the Lions offensive coordinator pick. Up.
Yeah,
Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. Hell no. Ravens defensive coordinator Mike McDonald. I like that one. That's the one I like the most.
that one might be more likely for you.
I don't think so. I think he
I
fades.
said more, not a lot. Of the ones you've said so far, well, Callahan might be. Maybe the Texans one too, just because he might not be getting any interviews. But that one might be. Yeah.
Dolphins offensive coordinator Frank Smith. What did I just say?
Dolphins
Uh,
offensive coordinator Frank Smith.
okay, yeah. I like the motions and all the kind of things that they do, but at the same time, I don't think we have the team that could mimic us that style because we don't have a Tyreek Hill. We don't have a. How tall is Tua?
Good question. To
Six
turn the
one.
ball over. Yes, he is.
Um, I wouldn't say Bryce Young couldn't mimic Tua's play style, but yeah, I don't think
Still
we
kind
have
of
the.
new and unproven though.
We'd have to. I wouldn't say. Yeah, I wouldn't say we could use this man as our head coach.
I would say
Rams defense.
though, but I just want to point out motion at the line would be helpful for especially a young quarterback because it'll help him dissect defensive schemes that he's seeing. So motion is good, especially if you want to boost Young's confidence again. So a scheme like that, I think it might have more pros than cons.
I'm not saying that that it wouldn't be good to use. I said that I like their motion offense. I started that out with that.
Yeah, no, and then you said you're not sure if you can run it. And I'm saying, like, yeah, I think it might be really beneficial to run it. It might be the best
Rams
offense.
Rams defensive coordinator Raheem Morris. Like I said before, I don't really know much about the Rams defense outside of Aaron Donald. So
I saw what happened the last time someone hired a DC from the Rams.
who was that?
Staley.
Uh Moving on. Ravens offensive
Yeah.
coordinator Todd Monken. Once
I don't
again,
think he's going.
I don't I don't think any of the Ravens coordinators are moving. At least not this season.
Yeah, no, they
Uh
just got Munkin. I'd be really shocked if he moves instantly.
Buccaneers offensive coordinator Dave Canales. Fuck off. GMs. Giants
Actually, hold
assistant
on,
GM.
wait a minute. Roll that back. He's actually done some really good things for their offense, especially with Baker. He's limited Baker's turnovers. Like Baker had a little bit of an issue with throwing picks, and he's definitely helped get more of a good Baker Mayfield than a bad Baker Mayfield out there, especially in later weeks.
Uh
Sam Howell had the most turnovers with 23. That's rough.
when did Amari Cooper get traded or leave the Cowboys?
That is a good
2022.
question. I had to check, by the way. Baker Mayfield has 13 picks that he has thrown, which is pretty good for him. And it's at the lower end of the spectrum as well.
Uh this season he's only thrown 10 picks. So where did you get that number from?
What? According to this, he has 13 this season.
He has 13 in 2021.
Baker
His last
Mayfield?
season with the Browns. Yes, Baker Mayfield.
I don't know. Don't know. It says 13 for me. Where are you getting
From Pro Football Reference.
one stat muse?
That music is always questionable.
They give him
Um,
extra picks though.
you can go NFL.com. Let's
Yeah.
see. Oh, this is annoying. Where's the search bar? Actually, where is the search bar? Okay,
I got his page. Here. He fumbled, lost. Lost is isn't it?
huh?
Um
Yeah, he only has 10 this year. I'm
yeah,
looking at
according
it on
yeah.
NFL.com. I
All
knew
right. Thanks, StatMuse. Yeah, no, that's good for him though. That ten's a low number.
his best season, he only had 8, and that was with the Browns. And that was after the Browns picked up Amari Cooper, or before the Browns picked up Amari Cooper. Now, let's see, who
He
do they
has
have?
more TDs than that year though, which I think is also a beneficial thing though.
Once again, his receivers on that team were Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., who only played 7 games, by the way.
His dad had to go out and yell about things.
So, yeah, once they got him some weapons besides Jarvis Landry, he actually did pretty good.
A good plan. We like it when he has weapons.
But what was I doing talking about again? Oh yeah, I was going
Coaching.
to yeah, I was going to the GMs.
Oh,
Giants assistant GM Brandon Brown. No, the only notable thing they've done that I can recall is, besides wasting money on Daniel Jones, is getting Darren Waller in. So just no. Buccaneers assistant GM Mike Greenberg. I don't even know who this is because the only Mike Greenberg I know is the TV analyst or whatever.
I do know him.
And also, how much did he do? He's also an assistant GM. I don't know what he's done. So
Well,
this is a question mark here. It's better than the Giants though. Chiefs Vice President of Football Operations Brant Tillis. Well, after the last 2 seasons of the Chiefs where they don't help Mahomes, I don't want anyone from the Chiefs. Eagles assistant GM Alec Hallaby. I like him the most
Eagles front
because
office is a well-run front office, which makes me think you won't get him because that guy will want like control and a say.
Saints assistant GM no. Ravens Vice President of Football Administration Nick Mateo. Um,
Maybe.
Lamar Jackson is sort of going through the Cam Newton situation where they won't help him on the offensive side. Most of the help he
Whoa!
gets,
Wait a minute. Hold on. What do you mean by that? They helped him a ton this year. They got him actual receivers with hands most of the time.
he is their run game. If it wasn't for Mark
What? They have
Andrews,
the Gus Bus.
they have no run game. He is the run game.
He's part of the
Uh,
run game, but they have the Gus Bus. They have Dalvin Cook
all
now.
right. We're just gonna move on to the coach then. Coach
I
assistant
just don't
GM.
agree with your assessment on the Ravens. I think they've done a lot to get Lamar tools when it, I think this is more a Greg Roman issue, and we're starting to move off of that now that he's gone. Is there was a very select play style that Greg Roman wanted Lamar to play in, and that meant not getting good players basically because people wanted catches and time, and Greg Roman wouldn't feature them in his offense. So I think they're starting to move away from that, though. Say something about the Colts.
Colts assistant GM Ed Dobbs. No. Just the only notable changes I can think of from the Colts are Quentin Nelson was so long ago. Jonathan Taylor, but that's from there's some question marks there. And DeForest Buckner. Otherwise, no. Raiders interim GM Chant Kelly. No, he's an interim GM. He just got there as
Yeah,
the
you don't
interim
know.
GM.
He hasn't even made any decisions.
So the dream scenario is to get Alec Callaby and defensive coordinator Mike McDonald.
So you're gonna get Brandon Staley, and GM is going to be Tepper. He's not gonna have a middleman.
All right, Aaron Rodgers is going to play 8 snaps next season.
I that would kill me. I don't think I can do this again. I mean, like Joe Douglas said that we're gonna get a real backup quarterback this time, so maybe I can do this again. But
Also, going back to the decisions David Tepper has made, eh, um, this is not a real decision he could have done anything with, but he could. Like, this was a free thing any team could offer. Going back to it once again, we've talked about it before. David Tepper could have had. So this is a tweet by I'm gonna send you the tweet.
yes, please, thank you.
He caused me so much pain, by the way. Uh, I think I've sent this before, but I sent
I
it
mean,
again.
everyone could have had Lamar Jackson. I wish
So reading
Jets
it
did.
out, this owner could have had the number one draft pick next year, or could have tried to acquire MVP Lamar Jackson. Instead, he traded 2 first-round picks and DJ Moore to draft Bryce Young. Sits at 2-14 after firing his head coach and is throwing drinks on fans. Now, let's rewind time for a moment to before the Panthers traded their pick for the first pick from the Bears. You know, they had the ninth pick in the draft.
All right.
What they could have done, hindsight is 2020, obviously. With the team that we currently have, the team we had at that time, they could have drafted. Actually, make sure you pull this up on stream. Bring up that draft.
Which
By the
draft?
way,
The draft last year?
yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yep. Just
The
making
Bryce
sure
Young,
I'm pulling
C.J.
it up.
Stroud
Yep.
draft.
Pulling it up.
Let me know when you're ready. I don't know all the picks. Let me see where they're at. Actually, I can look at it.
I am there. You need a link? You can have
No,
one.
I'm.
Here you go.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
I'm barely already here though. But okay.
All right, go for it.
Um, need to see the. Or can you tell me the draft details for the pick again?
What they gave up?
Yeah, I know it most of it, but
It was a lot of stuff. It was a first this year. It was their first last year, which was the ninth overall pick.
it was two
It
first. I
was
remember that. I think
more.
it's also a second.
I will find it for you.
Trying to get
Trade
like the
package.
exact
Yep,
trade.
I got it. Second round pick last year. First round pick this year. 2025 second round, and DJ Moore.
Okay, that confused me when you said last year. Say it again one more time.
Okay. Last year's 2023 first round pick, which was the ninth pick.
Okay, didn't get that.
2023's second round pick. 2024 first round pick. 2025 second round pick, and DJ Moore.
Okay, so we don't need to worry about the 2025 pick just yet, even though that's also terrible.
You will when it's pick number 33.
So did they keep that? Did the Bears keep that pick? Do you know?
The 2025, or
No,
they traded the ninth.
no. Are you trolling me?
I
The second round pick.
Yes, they still have the second round pick.
Did you
They
not say they
they
traded a
drafted
2020? Hold
Tyreek
on. Can I ask
Stevenson.
the question?
Okay, okay.
Did you not say the Panthers traded a 2023 second round pick, or am I just imagining things?
Yes, I did say that. The Bears
So
got that
that pick,
pick.
what did they use that pick on? Did they
Tyreek
keep it?
Stevenson, cornerback.
Okay, I'm looking at it now. All right. Oh, you're trolling me. All right, so there you go. You posted it.
There is no trolling.
You are definitely a troll. All right, so with that ninth pick, who was our quarterback? We got rid of Baker. I think we already
Sam
got. I
Darnold was done.
think Sam Donald was already gone.
Yeah.
We didn't have a quarterback. Because the Panthers do some weird things in the
But
offseason and
before the
mid-season.
draft, you did sign the Red Rifle.
Sure, he could have started for a
He
season and maybe
probably
for a
should
touchdown.
have.
There were some talents in the quarterback pool, but they were drafted all top four. They could have been gotten without trading a receiver, but we don't make intelligent choices here now, do we? Um,
You had the ninth pick.
I know that.
No, I'm
I
saying, like, if we keep this in reference, was there a
we could have.
quarterback you wanted?
No, we didn't have to go quarterback, even though if we got the right quarterback without trading a receiver, it would have been okay. We could have struggled back. It wouldn't have been. It still wouldn't have been a great first season, but let's say when we trade up, we get CJ Stroud. But also, we don't trade DJ Moore. We give him DJ Moore, but we trade Brian Burns for this situation because I think the Bears would have still taken it the trade because they
Maybe.
got so much back.
Eberflus is a defensive guy.
Hold on, let me sneeze.
Bless
Thank you. So all right, so there's two options we could have done here. We could have either kept DJ Moore. Hold on, I got to sneeze again.
you. Maybe you should have listened to your head coach. That would probably be my vote, and drafted CJ Stroud.
Does not matter if we trade DJ Moore.
True.
I'd say the trade basically don't trade DJ Moore. But if we're going to trade DJ Moore, then forget quarterbacks this year. Don't trade your next year's first round pick because I don't know if they'll take that. The way to finagle this is either we keep our pick or we don't trade DJ Moore. I've said this before anyway. So probably take Jalen Carter ninth because he's probably still going to slide all the way to the. Well, actually, Bears were going to keep Justin Fields this year. They could have been the ones to take Jalen Carter, or they could have taken Robinson.
They probably would have traded it to someone else instead.
They could have kept that pick.
They could have, but I don't think they would. I think they would have just given it to someone else. I think the Colts were interested, and that was just to move up a few spots.
I mean, they still get if they trade down to the fourth pick, they still can draft anyone they want because the first three, well, it's Houston, it's Carolina, Houston, Indiana. Two of them want a quarterback. They don't need a quarter. They weren't looking for a quarterback, so they could have got mm, uh Will Anderson, Devin Witherspoon, Jalen Carter, Bijan Robinson, Jamar Gibbs. Could have they had to pick of the litter. So
Yeah. As much as you didn't have a quarterback, like you don't have the rest of the team for a quarterback anyway, so you might as well have just drafted anybody, to be honest. Like you need so much. Almost anything would have made more sense.
mm, trying to think.
Could have drafted Puka Nakua.
I'd say the the trade up is fine, but don't go past. Well, you can't trade DJ Moore. The only good decision is not trading DJ Moore. Is trading Brian Burns. I forgot his last name because I just looked at Brian Branch on the draft.
Understandable.
Uh, such a
So in
terribly ran.
conclusion, the Panthers are doomed for at least like 5 more years.
The Panthers are doomed as long as David Tepper is in control.
Yeah, probably.
It's worse than Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones at least has a team.
If I'm not mistaken, in the entire tenure of Dan Snyder's ownership with the Redskin Commander Washington football team, uh, they didn't win a single playoff game.
By the way, when I said Dan Snyder, I was thinking of the Nickelodeon producer, Dan Snyder,
Yeah, Dan Snyder.
who was in defeat.
Yeah. Do
I
you
do
think the
not
Redskins owner
know.
was also in defeat?
Probably.
That's how they got him out of the NFL. They're like, yo, we're going to tell everyone about your feet.
Did my power go out?
Well,
My
no, because I can
PS4 is
hear you.
off. No, my PS4 is off, and I never turned it off.
All right.
So think
Let's completely shift gears, though, since we're talking about coaches and what's happening. Let's talk about people who were fired. All right.
you
We're going to start with Riverboat Ron, your favorite, since we were just talking about the Panthers.
my favorite.
Yep.
You like to say words that are untruthful.
Yeah. So Ron Rivera was fired after boasting a 26-40-1 record in his tenure with the Washington Commander Redskin football team. And this season, he went 4-13, securing the second overall pick. I almost said third, but I forgot they got the second. They can definitely have their quarterback of the future. This is a very attractive place for a new head coach. New ownership, so the writing was basically on the wall. Ron Rivera's specialty was defense, and yet he was ranked 32nd in the league, allowing an average of 388.9 yards and 59 touchdowns. Ron Rivera.
That did happen.
Do you think there was any way he was ever going to keep this job?
Uh, Probably not. But there was minimal hope for that team anyway. The only thing
I don't know. Some people thought Sam Howell was going to be the guy.
the only thing that could have helped if he had the defense ranked in the top 10. But Ron Rivera is a guy who and you can't get away with this in 2020. Let's say 2024. You can't get away with this in 2024. You can't have a front seven with no secondary whatsoever. And he didn't even have a front seven; he had a front four.
They started off with more players and then they got rid of them.
But I'm saying, like, especially for this season that he's that he coached. The only notable, like I don't remember who the linebackers are on the Redskins, but he molded the team. Well, it was at his front. The four defensive linemen were better than Panthers has ever been. He tried to have a similar defensive structure as the Panthers, which didn't work out because that's just not how you construct a defense in these recent years. You want to have,
He did not adapt with the times.
yeah, we need some secondary out there first of all. You need to have drafted a linebacker or picked up a linebacker that could command the team like Luke Kuechly or Roquan Smith
I
or
mean, what about the safeties though? Getting cooked every minute.
it was the corners. They kept putting a rookie cornerback on wide receiver ones, and he got burnt every single time.
Eh,
And he was getting hate messages constantly throughout the season.
that's rough. This is more Ron Rivera's fault. He should be getting the hate messages.
To the point to where I'm pretty sure he deactivated his Twitter at one point.
Damn. It's not his fault. He's not
Yes, it
putting
is.
himself out there every week. Ron Rivera's putting himself out there every week.
It is what it is.
Yeah, well, now he's gone, and so is that guy probably off the team. And maybe his replacement will be the next guy, Mike Vrabel. Surprisingly fired. I was not expecting this. Although when I looked at some of the numbers, I wasn't super shocked.
I'm pretty sure when we had the quarterback, when we had the coaches on the hot seat, what was it? What do you call it?
No
When we
miser.
talked about the, yeah,
I think he was lower because the front office was dumb, and we even made a comment about the fact that the front office was dumb.
no, I think I said that he should be on the hot seat. I don't know what I said. Let's not say that.
I had made the observation, and I still stick by this. They're in a rebuild, even if they don't realize it. And his numbers, well, not great. 28th ranked offense in the league, 17th defense, averaging around 33 touchdowns were allowed and averaging 335 yards allowed per game. Scoring 31 touchdowns to that allowed 33 touchdowns. Not a great look, but at the same time, like, you got a young quarterback, kind of. They started with Ryan Tannehill, but they didn't finish that. Well, they did, but not intentionally. It's just a mess, and I think like a more confident front office would have kept him around. But as was revealed later this same day, the front office thought about trading him, said, nah, that's too much work, and just fired him instead.
alpha.
I I don't know. I think that I think he might be free, to be honest. There was a clip when they traded AJ Brown to the Eagles that was going around where he looked really pissed. I think he knew for a while the front office was dumb. So, if anything, I think Vrabel is now free, and I think he'll be picked up somewhere else. What do you think?
Ah, uh, I am going to apologize. I wanted to research what I said earlier about, remember the hot seats
Yeah.
coaching list. I did in fact say that Mike Vrabel was on the sauna. I had to go back and check, but I wasn't agreed with when I stated that.
You're a guru. What can I say? I apologize for doubting your wisdom.
And I think I'm not gonna go back and listen to everything I said, but I think the reason said he was going to be on the sauna was that his coaching style was slightly, let's just say, dated, where it's just 90% run the ball, and then there's like, I think one of y'all mentioned Ryan Tannehill's inadequacies at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, there
I'm
was a
not sure,
reason why they lent themselves to running the ball, because Ryan Tannehill's the corpse person. They shifted
but
up
this is also
some of the design.
was Mike Vrabel in charge of any drafting?
Probably not, given the front office. Although maybe picking drafts was too much work for them then too.
Because there was a draft of Marcus Mariota that just didn't go anywhere.
Didn't he have a good like rookie year ish, and then nothing ever again?
He was always really just good at running the football with his legs, not great at throwing.
That's why he's a good backup for Jalen Hurts. Shoutouts to the
His
quarterback
best
TV show.
year, his it's not his most accurate year, but he went his second year in the league. He went 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. What's his rushing stats?
Mariota's first
I
ever
feel like he,
game, did he throw 4 touchdowns?
that is a
That was the real curse. Every quarterback who's ever done that has been terrible.
that is a crazy question to ask. I cannot. I mean, could find that. The fact that there's an air yard stat pisses me off.
He did throw 4, yes, against the Buccaneers, joining Fran Tarkenton as the league's only quarterback in league history to throw 4 touchdowns in a Week 1 game. Yep, and Will Levis did the same, which makes me think Will Levis will also not be good, but you never know. For every record, there's someone who breaks the mold.
Nah, the Titans are terrible at drafting quarterbacks after just in general.
I mean, there's a
And
reason they
picking up
traded up for him.
quarterbacks. Oh, also to add on to what I said earlier about him being in sauna, I clarified by saying I think he should be in. Y'all said something about him replacing Bill Belichick, I believe. I wasn't paying attention too much to that part of the video
There have been
because I was,
rumors connecting him to the Patriots.
yeah, because I was still trying to hear what you were saying like right now instead of the
Yes,
video.
that is important.
But I did say I believe he should be in sauna or blazing inferno, and guess what happened? He got cut after the season.
Yeah,
So I'm just on it.
you were right. All
Now the
right.
thing is, because like the defense for the Titans, I wouldn't say it was great.
It was worse than I expected. When I was making my graphics, I was like, oh, wait, it's like a defensive guy, but his defense is kind of poopy.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's a Mike Rabel, he was a linebacker. He should know defense.
Yeah.
His defense has never been great. The Titans defense has never been amazing. And then the offense, he only runs the ball. Like he might be limited at quarterback, but hey, force him to see that your quarterback can't throw the ball before you get fired. So,
I guess.
I think because in my opinion, in my feelings, I'm going to say this so people can direct their anger towards me in a more accurate fashion. He was carried by the fact that Derrick Henry was drafted by the Titans. He fit his play style perfectly. Derrick
Yeah.
Henry could run for 60 snaps a game without getting tired, and he held up tremendously until the last 2 seasons.
You think Henry retires?
No,
Do you think he
I think
returns to the Titans?
pretty sure no, they're parting ways. They already. Well, I guess you haven't seen this.
It's basically all but. What I had seen was it was basically all but shown. Like they gave him the microphone and he said goodbye.
People are saying Mike Vrabel and Derrick Henry go off together to the same team of New England,
Eh,
which would be
good for me.
interesting. Why would it be good for you?
It's them.
He wouldn't be the head coach. That'd be Bill Belichick.
Oh, they don't think he's the head coaching there? I thought this is like the scenario where he's the head coach.
Mm,
No, I think Vrabel gets a head coach spot somewhere.
maybe he wants to rejoin Bill.
I don't think so. Uh, so for the next one, we have a bit of an interlude into it first. It's a clip of Arthur Smith. I'm just gonna play for the people real quick.
I still don't get to see this.
Oh, here you go.
I'm looking at the blank space right now.
Here.
That's I'm lying. I'm actually looking at stuff.
There you go. All right, you ready?
Sure.
The final game of Calais Campbell's career. Oh, and Arthur Smith's hot. That Dennis Allen scored a touchdown at the end. He is
I wouldn't say he's hot. He's a solid 5 out of 10.
It says fucking bullshit though. He's hot. Oh wait a minute. You mean like
that your
his
type?
physical features? Wait a minute.
Whoa, I didn't know
Hold
he was
on.
your type.
Wait a minute. That's not what I was talking about here. I meant he was hot under the collar. So no other introduction needed. Arthur Smith. If he didn't want to get scored
coach.
on, he's an idiot. I almost didn't put his name on this graphic. I almost just put idiot.
I mean, all right.
So he's an offensive guy, but his defense was 8th.
I don't think he had anything to do with any side of the football.
No, he's
in terms
offensive.
Of, no. What I'm saying is he had no positives. And he gave the Falcons no positives, only negatives.
Yeah, basically, he mismanaged all personnel. They have one of the most talented rosters in the NFL, but you wouldn't know it because they don't have a quarterback and he doesn't put the right players on the field.
I think if Kyle Shanahan was given the head coaching job for the Falcons and he had this team, they would have been top 3 in the conference.
Probably. He was letting his defense down, though. I mean, killer defense. I was really shocked.
Well, Kyle Shanahan has one major flaw / problem that he doesn't maximize the potential of tight ends. So Kyle Pitts would probably have to be moved to a wide receiver if he wanted to actually do something. Because he's a full-on receiving tight end.
Not a bad thing to have, though. As your bio says, there's something good, or there's something special about a good tight end.
Oh no, this is what you said. This is a quote. Like
I know it is, and I stand by that quote.
Say it properly.
I don't remember. A good
right
tight
here.
end is something special.
Yeah.
It is. I stand by that. I'll never not stand by that. Good tight end is the quarterback's best friend, and butts are cool. Stand by that in both implications.
Are you a fan of Dennis?
So, the Menace?
Interesting.
So, the fascinating thing to me, though, about Arthur Smith is every single season he went 7-10 in the worst conference. Or sorry, in the worst. Well, yes, the worst conference in the worst division in the NFL.
Whoa! it wasn't the worst conference. Two. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it was the worst conference. I think the NFC was on top for a while. Besides,
I'm
obviously, the
talking about
Chiefs.
right now, but I mean, all 3 years he was coaching. I can definitely say that was the weakest of the divisions. The NFC was still pretty weak. 2020, you could make an argument. But after that, like very weak, very vulnerable. His for the taking. His roster is insanely talented, and yet he continuously goes 7-10. The 8th pick for 3 years. He's consistently mediocre.
Trying to keep the draft capital, you know?
It's trying to not have a job. I don't think he gets a job anywhere else. I think he lives off his FedEx millions. He turbo chills somewhere. Maybe he goes with Vrabel to the Patriots.
So, what do you envision for the Falcons in the future after getting rid of him?
I think they're in the market for Harbaugh, like many other teams are. I think they want Harbaugh. If Harbaugh's not available, I think they want Bill Belichick.
Do you
I think
think
they
they get
want
him?
that
And I have a two-part
home run.
question.
Do I think they get Harbaugh?
Hold on. Let me ask the two-part question,
Okay.
and then you can answer after this two-part question.
Okay.
Well, now actually, let's just make it three parts.
Ooh.
One, do the Falcons get Harbaugh? Two, if not, who would be good to take the head coaching job? And then three, will those will that head coaching change improve the team?
The first one, I don't think so. If I had to put him on an NFL team, which I'm not certain he'll be on one, he might just stay at Michigan. But if I had to put him on one, I think it would be the Chargers. Who I think is more likely, if he is actually let go, I think it would be Bill Belichick. I think this is probably the spot for him. I'm pretty sure there was even a report that came out on Monday that said that the Falcons are interested in Bill Belichick. Maybe they even trade for him. Who knows? Get that 8th pick too. That'd be a terrible decision by them. They should not do that. But no, maybe Bill Belichick goes there. If not Bill Belichick, who else is around? Maybe Vrabel. Vrabel needs a job.
Well, the Falcons can't improve unless they replace their quarterback.
Maybe
And it's
the
very hard to fix their quarterback situation where they are. Like they have a lot of talent on the team, but they don't have talent that they can get away with trading.
they could interview Vienemy. I think Vienemy is extremely
He'll
talented.
never he'll never be a head coach. NFL just
Unfortunately,
doesn't
that's
want it.
probably true due to his criminal past. Um, but he hasn't committed a crime in what, like 18 years? I think he's talented. I think as bad as the Redskin Commander football team was, I think they looked better with him, and the Chiefs definitely looked better with him. I think he deserves a head coach spot, even if he won't get one.
All right. What's next?
Uh, Brian Flores would be my last one. I think Flores could maybe get another head coaching spot somewhere.
Brian Flores.
Yeah. I'm specifically trying to tailor towards what the Falcons might do, not who I personally would pick.
Would you pick Robert Sala?
Do you want to talk about the Jets?
What do you mean?
So far, according to Sala, no one's getting fired. No one. Not Keith Carter, not Todd Downing, not I don't even remember his name, the idiot in charge of running backs. No one's getting fired according to him. Although I'm going to give him a little bit of saving grace. Maybe, just maybe, he's lying. He lied about LaFleur last year. I'm hoping that he is just lying, and this is some gamesmanship, and they have a plan. They're going to bring in someone as an offensive consultant, something like that, someone with proven success. Maybe Bruce Arians, like he had his heart condition, and that was too much for being a head coach. Maybe he can be an OC, though. There are people out there that I would be interested in, that I think would help this team, that could objectively assess, like, you're a bum and you need to be fired. And then being able to bring in the people who would not be bums and not get fired.
Speaking of people that should possibly be fired, what are your thoughts about the Riot season changes?
Okay. Hold on, let me just finish my thoughts on the Jets real quick by capstoning with, as I was looking for some information on what Salah said, I found PFF's number 1 ranked defense was the Jets. They were also the 32nd ranked offense for PFF. That is an insane contrast, and the fact that no one is getting fired is insane to me. Someone has to go. Like, it's not just Aaron Rodgers that was the missing piece in this. There's something else wrong.
There is. I have said this.
Yeah. No, there's very clearly something else wrong. We need different coaching staff because the coaching staff is failing the players. They're not prepared going into these games. That's very clear. We also need more talent on the team. We need to either trade for DeAndre Hopkins. We need to get T. Higgins. We need to get Michael Pittman. We need to get Mike Evans. We need to get someone. Someone needs to be a wide receiver too. Maybe we even kick out Alan Lazard. We need a wide receiver 3, maybe even. Like, the wide receiver room needs to be redone. Anyone behind Garrett Wilson is a bum. And that's my thoughts on the Jets. All right.
Interesting.
So League of Legends, you said.
League of Legends.
I am unfamiliar. This is all you. This is your domain, so to speak. What I know, they're removing mythics. I'm excited for this.
Unfamiliar. What, like?
Well, you were studying up. I'm unfamiliar with the nuances of the change.
This is diabolical.
Thank you.
Can't believe you've done this to me.
Well, guide me through. Be my guide.
Well, I am not actually that up to date with this.
Oh.
Because there's a lot of things, like, there's a complete overhaul of the game.
Yes.
And
let's start with no mythics.
The problem with this complete overhaul of the game is that they completely removed preseason and are basically doing the changes mid-season during the overhaul. So I'm really
Wait, is
lost
ranked
on.
starting at the same time that the changes
Yes,
go live?
ranked is up when the new
Oh,
that's the
I
new
didn't know
season.
that.
This is why I said this. There's no preseason.
Yeah, no, I understood that. So I was asking that question to clarify that. Why are they doing that?
You gotta ask them that. Like I said, talking about people that should be fired, the people who decided there should be no preseason to a complete overhaul to the game. Cause like there's a like I've talked about this when the people here don't know, but I've spoken about how some certain items got reverted to how they used to be, but not fully reverted to, like, because Rage Blade has went through multiple changes. Rage Blade doesn't remove crit anymore in the coming season. So now
Yes.
the builds are so different. Uh,
I'm personally
You're personally, what are you excited for?
excited for no more mythics. I didn't like the change. I thought they were kind of lame. I think they pigeonholed you into building unoptimally, and I think the removal was a season too late, to be honest.
Why did you assume? I mean, why did you say they were unoptimal?
It forces you to build in certain ways on certain champions to do anything in the game. Like if you're going behind in past seasons before there were mythics, you were able to tailor your build to play from behind. But now it's you gotta rush to your mythic for most champions, or else you're just not gonna do anything. So you can't do anything to stop the bleeding. It's you gotta go down the streamlined path, or else. And
Uh,
I didn't care for that. The
mm,
only thing that I think is I'm kind of going to miss is the mythic passives when you would complete a legendary item, and that's probably the only thing I'll miss about them.
I wouldn't say the season's basically over. Um, I wouldn't say, 'cause like for instance, there's some champions that don't even buy mythics at all. You can get
Yeah,
away with
that's
them
why I
that.
was careful with my language.
That I did notice that. Um, sometimes, all right, let's speak on the perspective from my champions. The Tryndamere mythics are shit in general. This entire season, well, mythics only been around for one season. I
Too.
don't feel like this. Yeah, I thought it was two.
Mm-hmm.
The landscape of Tryndamere mythic purchases has varied tremendously. From the fact that Uh, Kraken Slayer was a mythic at one time. Now it's no longer a mythic, and now there's no mythics. Change it. But let's go talk about how it was a mythic and now not a mythic. When that was a mythic, Tryndamere had a set go-to item, right?
Mm-hmm.
Besides Gunblade. I don't feel like that's what it's called, but
That is
I'm
definitely
calling it
not
that.
what it was called.
We called it Gunblade though. Well, no,
You
that's not
didn't
true.
build Gunblade. Gunblade was the APAD item that shot the shoot shot that Katarina would
No,
build.
but there was a.
Are you talking
You
about
didn't play.
Gunso's Rage Blade?
Of course not. We never built Rage Blade when it was a mythic because
I'm
it
trying to
took
figure out
away
what you
turret.
called it or what you were calling Gunblade.
When we used it, we shot. We call it we were shooting someone. It was literally called It was literally called a gun, but it wasn't a gun. I might have to get on League of Legends right quick.
Rapid fire cannon?
No, it's
I have no idea what you're talking about.
you bought it. You purchased it on Gen. Every Gen had this. It gave you a dash.
Oh.
How
Gale
do you not
Force.
know this item?
Your description was so shit. Don't come to me like I'm the one confused.
It
You were talking
was not.
about guns. It was
Yes,
a bow and arrow.
everyone called it shooting someone with a gun. What do you
No,
mean?
what? I've never heard that once.
Literally everyone called it that. You're not a league player. You don't understand. All
I
right.
guess not. So hold on, wait a minute. So that was your staple mythic. You would go it, get the dash.
No, no. If I'm saying, in the first iteration of Mythics, we'd either go Kraken Slayer or that. We'd go Kraken Slayer if we
Mm-hmm.
can stay on our targets. If not, we'd go. Uh, I forgot what it was called already. Gale Force.
Yeah, there you go.
We we'd go Gale Force. Uh, and then they removed those. I I think Gale Force stayed a Mythic. I think it's still a Mythic.
Gale Force is a mythic.
Then they removed Kraken Slayer as a mythic. Then we went Navori because that was actually new. That was a new item.
What is
Uh,
going on with support items?
Are you reading through the stuff that I sent or something?
Yes. Continue with Navori Quickblade though.
We went Navori, and then they nerfed Navori like once or twice because every 80 key was 80 carry was taking it. So then we moved to Gale Force, and then they nerfed Gale Force. Well, I think they nerfed Gale Force first. I'm not sure. We could never go IE because of the Mythics. Because of Mythics, Trinamir lost IE, lost Essence Reaver, lost Rage Blade. So we went from Navori to Stridebreaker. They nerfed Stridebreaker. But that's still sort of what we go. We fluctuate between Stridebreaker and Triforce. Don't like the Triforce build. Like we've been in tough situation. For Nazis players, you want to go Divine because honestly, everything is just shit. This whole season is shit for Nazis. It's better. It was better when you could go Triforce or Iceborne Gauntlet. Now you don't get either one of those normally. For champions like, I forgot the whole point of this, but what's the name?
Champions, yours was able to be flexible while others were not. Is
Yeah,
more
like
the
Alawi can only realistically get Iceborne Gauntlet
right.
because
That's the
otherwise you're
thing.
only.
Like you can't tailor to positions, and that's why I sort of think the Mythic experiment failed. Was you're locked into bad situations. You can't do matchup specific stuff on every champion.
But the thing is, Iceborne Gauntlet was so strong on Alawi because of the growing tenacity, the growing resistances, and the slow built into the whole item. And it's scaled perfectly with Hole Breaker, Sterix Gauge, and what's Black Cleaver.
Yes.
Yeah. But like her build path was one of the only ones with Mythics that were like perfectly synergized, I guess you could say. Because with the IE changes and the Rage Blade changes, that really nuked so many champions. Because like Jin, he can't buy IE. That was a staple item. Any crit champion is supposed to be able to get IE. It's a crit item, but none of the crit champions can buy that item, and it makes sense. I don't think any build uses IE. Everyone uses lethality or bruiser items because they're better. Or mythics basically.
I'm also not seeing. So I've been scrolling through. I'm not seeing a lot of changes that are going to help crit champions in their build paths.
That's why when we were playing the PvE, I was struggling because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I wasn't huge on them at the time either, and it seems like they haven't really done anything since.
But I didn't get to lab much because I don't think we played a lot of games on the PvE, and then they
You
took the
quit,
changes
remember?
off. What do you mean I quit?
You were like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't play on the PBE. I'm dying.
I
Let's
don't
play
feel
the
like
normal. These players are subhumans. Something like that.
Okay, so
That sounds like you.
I've mostly never said any of that.
What? That sounds exactly like you.
No, it doesn't. I have said, but it is hard to test things on the PvE if you don't have like, if you're not, even in streamer games, it's hard. What item is this? Is this arena? It's hard to test Frozen Mallet. Wait, what the hell? This isn't in the game anymore.
frozen
right?
mouth.
I don't know. Oh wait, no. It's showing every item that I think that's ever been in the league because I see
Are you on the wiki?
Death. No, I'm on League of Legends. I see Death Fire
Interesting.
Grasp, and you know that's been gone for forever.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's an arena either. I got distracted. My bad. Because seeing that was crazy. But wait, where's the jungle items? I guess they wouldn't have the jungle items in here.
No.
Man, I miss League before season 11 started. Well, season 12. Back to what we were talking about before Mythics, basically. Were you looking at that to see if crit items were back? I mean, crit champions were back.
I looked at every item.
Because you have the Jins, the Dravens. Draven's not much of a crit champion, but he can go. He's just a bully 80 carry. I want to say
He
his
used to
whole.
once upon a time.
I want to say his identity was crit though. Was it? Would you
It
say it was crit?
was once. It really hasn't been since Mythics, which is another example. There were some champions that just don't have staple Mythics. Like it was all meta dependent. Like some champions just didn't fit in naturally to the niche that they were supposed to, so people just went like outside the box. And, like sometimes
Well,
it worked out, and other times it was just ass.
Mythics made certain things more enjoyable though as well, because like before the second when was I doing you remember I was playing Mord on hit, right? Remember my on hit
Yes.
Mord? When did I stop doing that? Was that when the mythics were created or after their mythic changes?
I think it was
Oh,
after they were created that you stopped doing it.
was it?
Yeah, because I think it was when he got his rework, which was before Mythics, and then he didn't really have a staple Mythic for the first
Well, no.
season of Mythics.
The first mythic Mord was using, very first one was I was about to say orbital. Because every time I see it, I say orbital. The Omnivamp mythic.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
was
remember what it's
Voyage
called.
Maker
No one
Bringer,
buys anymore.
Rift Maker. That's what it's called.
Yeah, Rift Maker. Like no one buys that anymore. So like I forgot what it was called.
Well, good news for you, it's still in the game.
That's nice. But yeah, we used to use that. Then we switched to Jack's show. But honestly, I can't play Mordekaiser anymore with the way the game is. Obviously, there's the easy way to counter more, which is to take cleanse or to buy QSS. And some people actually still will buy QSS if they're forced to, and that's annoying. Like that's such a hard counter, but the items from Mord suck. You need to be able to ult someone on Mord to be able to actually be useful at a certain time, and that's why no one really plays him. Um, that's why I don't play him anymore. Remember when he was reworked? I became a Mord
Yeah, I
enjoyer.
remember.
I was
But you
in
gotta get
love
Ohm
with
Wrecker.
playing Mord. The Rage Blade Mord was the most fun build in the game. You cannot tell me whacking somebody with a mace at 3.2 attack speed isn't just hilarious.
Well, that used to be what his whole gimmick was, like before he even got reworked. His thing was just hit people with his mace.
No, his whole gimmick before he got reworked was to
That and shared
that
XP.
put the soul on. Take the dragon pit. Well, that was the second one, but
Yeah, that's
put
the
it
one I'm talking about.
drop something. I forgot what it was called. Drop. I think it was W or his E onto someone and just walk away and they die, which was retarded.
Yeah, he was a funny
Uh,
champion. He was permabanned in Worlds.
good on them. Oh, Udyr, the most versatile champion in the game, who became even, I guess, more versatile after the changes. He didn't. I don't think he really had a good mythic. I mean, I want to say a good man. He could just go anything. He was probably the freest champion in the game. Because you can go a mage mythic, you can go AD carry mythic, a bruiser mythic. You can buy, I think, every singular mythic on Udyr, and you could make a build around it. And well, besides IE, I keep forgetting IE is a mythic, and that's why nobody uses it. I mean, you could go crit deer, but that's probably the worst Udyr in the game.
I believe it.
Well, I say that, and people did. Everyone was. I remember when you didn't play League like that, but everyone was using Gale Force at one time, and that
I mean, I
made sense on
remember that.
Udyr. There was some Udyr Gale Forces. I didn't like how squishy he was, though.
What about Udyr? What was the teleport behind you item? Claw.
Yeah,
I
Prowler's
don't.
Claw.
Yeah, Prowler's Claw. I saw people go that on Udyr once.
Yes, that was the trend. Everyone was doing it. Scion, Udyr, because it was a guaranteed one shot.
Good times. Good times.
I didn't like that the mythic changes. I didn't like the mythic second half of their life. I think if they would have kept the way the mythics worked the first, and then just added more mythics like Navori, because I'm pretty sure Navori was just not in the game yet. I would have liked that. But also at the same time, like some champs are too limited to not be able to get certain mythics. Like original Stridebreaker, you needed that on like Garen, Darius, on pretty much any melee champion at the time because of the range that the mages would kill you from, and that's the only way you could get on them. You know, Prowler's Claw, Gale Force, and Stridebreaker, the gap closers.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So items are changing. In the time that we've talked, I've read through. There's some interesting ones. There's some interesting changes too.
Yeah, map changes, Baron changes, Dragon changes,
Those I
Rift
saw as
Herald
well.
changes. Basically, it's a whole new game.
Really seems like it. Which I mean, there's hasn't been a season in a while where it felt like they were really changing a lot. So that's nice at least.
I
Something
mean,
to
the
do. I
Mythic
might play it.
overhaul was a big change.
Yeah, but it wasn't a good one.
And then there was the durability patch.
That one was kind of lame. And then they like buffed damage to counter it anyway, and everything was back to almost how it was.
Every season they do something weird. Say weird to the jungle. Uh, like I said, my issue with this is that there's no preseason, so we can't just like get used to the game. Cause like not
True.
even though they made it to where everyone can get on the PBE now, which I also don't like.
Yeah.
I preferred it how it was before, where well, everything before was better. The tribunal system, even though but still, at least
Tribunal.
it was
I
still
guess it was
something.
better than getting banned for telling someone they're bad. Tribunal. They didn't ban you for saying your shit.
Wait, they removed arena. What the?
Yeah. But that's is it coming back for the season
Yeah, it's
or
coming back. But
okay? Yeah, they did. So that'll
what was
be
that?
interesting. I'll probably play it at some point. I really just didn't vibe with Mythic, so I'd stopped playing a lot of it. They're adding that anti-cheat though, which I don't really think they needed to do, and I don't like that because it's like
What do
kernel
you
level.
mean? Tyler One talks about cheaters all the time.
Yeah,
He
but
says he's tired of the cheaters.
I'm pretty sure he means like people stream sniping him.
No, he's actually talking about cheaters. Like besides the scripters, which he says there's obviously more in. He said there was more in EUS, and then he said, never mind. There's actually just a lot of scripters in high elo. Then he said there's the people who subvert. I'm using that word probably not properly. The the change they did to ranked lobbies to where you can't see people's names by using a tool to see people's names. That's cheating.
I don't like that
Uh,
change. What if you're paired with someone who's just running it down? Like I've seen this happen to people. The
there's
person's just
two sides
running
of the
it
coin.
down. You can't see it.
There's two sides of the coin. They wanted to stop dodges and people like target inting by, they see someone's in the game, oh, they're on the int list, time to run it down. But there's also the fact that you can't see people who are just doing bad regularly in games who shouldn't be in your games. Like there's two sides to the coin.
Yeah.
Like when it was first introduced, it was obvious what the reason for the introduction was. People stopped the
I
target
understood
inting
it. I
people,
just thought it was
but people
negative
found a
on what
way
it
to get
was.
around it,
Yeah.
which is the problem. And all the other hacking to where, because I've witnessed some of the hacking, like the scripters are running rampant now. Well, they definitely needed to do this because of when the source code got leaked.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happened.
And when that happened, the cheating exploded. Like there was
Yeah.
so much more cheating.
Yeah.
So
Also,
they
the rank change I think mitigates part of the issue that I had anyway, where its performance depends
that
your
is a
LP
bad
loss.
change. That
I
is a
don't
bad
know.
change.
Like, if you're not gonna tell me if someone's like running it down, like I remember one game that I was playing after they changed that. I played a rank game. I played like maybe one since they changed that. The guy said "fuck you" n words and then proceeded to run it down the whole game.
The only
And
all
he
right,
didn't say n word, by the way. He said the actual word.
so the rank changes towards LP and whatnot.
Well,
Uh,
perform like I think it's fair. Like if you're gonna not tell me who it is that I'm playing with,
I'm gonna come back to that. Hold on, hold that thought. I'm gonna
okay.
come back to that. So there's the what was it? I think so what the Vanguard system will do is when there's a I think this is the right one. I can't remember exactly, and I don't have the video because it was on a Tyler One stream, and I don't want to
That's
go find that Tyler One clip. So if there's a suspected cheater, I think this was right. What will happen is that cheater will get kicked out of the game, and all LP loss will be stopped. Like the game doesn't count anymore,
I mean
and
that's nice.
it'll.
But
But
also, like, what about if someone's saying "fuck you, ninjas" and inting? Like, then what?
well, this is the problem with there's multiple issues here. The old LPP fiasco that happened a while ago, where they got rid of the Teemo player, that caused people to stop getting bans regularly for the proper things. Um, the fact that the tribunal's gone, so your peers can't say, "Oh, this guy definitely doesn't deserve to be in this game." So with that system gone, they just have it all automated because you know for a fact they're not looking at it. Um, and the fact that people don't actually report for the proper reasons anymore. Like if you there, Tarzan has been shown to just spam report people with every message just to report people, just because they died once, maybe, just because he doesn't like them. And it's Tarzan. He's a cancer to League of Legends. But like the whole system is messed up. The players are messing up the system. The system is messing up the players.
Yeah, basically.
So like, there's just no fix for that. Um, forgot. The tangent was so long.
What, the LP change or the no names change?
Oh, yeah, I wanted to get back to that.
Mhm.
So your um performance-based LP games. You say someone running it down, they don't affect my score anymore. But there's always the KDA players who aren't even participating in the game that are going to get away with not participating in the game because they're only playing for their KDA that's going to cost multiple players their games. Like,
Yes, it does have that issue. On the
that is a
other side of
huge
it,
issue.
yeah, no, it is. I'm not saying that it's not. But on the other side of it, I will say that there is benefit to it if you're just, well, one, I haven't looked into it. Is it only KDA that it takes into account, or does it take things into account like placing wards effectively, your vision score, obviously, helping at objectives? Like, what is it only KDA, or does it also look at other things that are good for the game?
It's okay. So two things: the host system isn't understood yet. We don't
Okay.
know,
Okay.
and it's Riot. They're not their first. Every time they do a major change to the ranked system, it never works out. Remember the lane based rankings, or
Yes, I remember that vividly.
that was awful because basically you could if you don't get your main role, people are just running it down because they don't have to worry about it. Uh, remember the LPP? Well, my bad. I'm trying to scroll around and look for some things at the same time. Remember the ranked reset where they were giving you more LP games, so there was more boosted people.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Like it's never going. Their rank changes never work. So this new system is not going to work.
Probably not, but I mean, can they add on it? Because I mean, one of them they removed, like the lane based one. The other one they were able to tailor. So I mean, like I get the idea in theory is more what I mean. It's
It's
just
more
about
likely
tailoring it to be a good one.
it's more likely in about a season or two they'll a year or two basically they'll remove it, or it might go away fast like the role based ranks, and be 6 months because a lot of their stuff is due for 6 months to a year later, which is like, so we're playing preseason again
Yeah,
because this is basically going to be preseason.
yeah, more or less. I mean, they still have the rank splits, right? That they were doing this past season. Like they're gonna do three. Was it three that they did, or was it
Too.
two? Okay, yeah. So they're still gonna do two.
I'm not sure. I don't think they released that either.
Well,
Well, no, it's definitely split one. They go out of their way to say it's split one, so it's going to be split again.
all right. Well, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I'll probably play at least one ARAM game.
ARAM game. Wow.
At least one ARAM
Uh,
game.
see the major items. So there is one major item, just one, that's looking problematic. It's called Storm Surge, and why it's problematic is
All right. Yeah, we have to bounce. It's the end. We'll have more League of Legends in the future when we inevitably see it. All right. Thank you for hanging out, watching, like, subscribe, share with all your friends and favorite people. Say goodbye, Merton.
uh, I was trying to say goodbye in another language, but I forgot the words. Actually, oh, I literally can't remember the words for bye. All right,
Adios.
there's a different one I was looking for. I
There
actually
are lots of
no,
languages in this world.
the first one I was looking for was China. Well, was Spanish. and then I was gonna do Japanese, but I forgot for both of them because I have dementia, as I said.
Hasta luego.
So have a good one, everyone. It's been Zach Wilson. It's greater than your
Omega.
quarterback.
All right, that's the end. See you.